We thank you so much for joining us today. And joining us in the studio is Haley Fisackerly, President and CEO of Entergy Mississippi. Always good to see you, Haley. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Gerard. Great to be here. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to our customers.
Yes, sir. So give us an update. We had some unusual stormy weather that caused lots of problems for electric service back in June.
That's right.
Very unusual. And I know you guys were working feverishly to restore just from that. Now we got crazy heat that's just invaded the state of Mississippi. It's kind of one thing after another, I guess. So tell us where we are.
It has been an extreme year of weather. You think about June. We also had spring with the Rolling Fork and Silver City tornadoes that were devastating to our system. And as we heard from the National Weather Service, that unprecedented storms in June. A lot of people think about the last one, but we were hit with 5 severe thunderstorms with 80-plus mile-per-hour winds in a 7-day period. All said and done, that impacted over 230,000 of our 460,000 customers.
Half.
And
half.
Almost half, and that's right, and 37 of our 45 counties. So it was a shotgun approach. It made response very difficult and stuff. But one of the big things we learned in it was a new system that we deployed that allows us to, one, assess damage and communicate to our customers failed. A new software system. We have teams working right now with GE, the provider of it. It's a system that's used by a number of utilities. It's impacted them too. We're working as a team to address that. And it's one of these things that we did such a great job of developing these systems to communicate to our customers. They became used to it, and here you are, you get a software upgrade to do another improvement of it, and it didn't work for terms. But we have identified the issues. Teams are working around the clock to fix that going forward. But we discovered it early on, worked around it, but we understand it frustrated customers because we couldn't tell them when their top power would be back on.
Yeah.
But we kept getting hit. That also reset our restoration stuff. But we get better from these, and we'll apply those lessons learned going forward.
Well, Public Service Commissioner Brent Bailey, of course, he offered rather some critical words when we were experiencing all that. But I'll say this, Haley, I picked up on your responses there and saw your statements, and I appreciate you for not just being confrontational about it. Say, hey, look, we understand that we don't really agree that we perform to the standard that we would like to. But I also having been in the IT business, it's not unusual to have a software upgrade and have a problem with that. And even the best on the planet to do that for a living, it happens. Now, that's not an excuse. It's just reality. But you're addressing it, and that's the most important thing.
It is. You could always be better. You never, and in our business and any business, I think anybody who runs businesses, you should never be satisfied.
Right.
You should always do it. I'm very proud of our people. They work hard. We have great practice for that. The systems we used didn't perform to the level we want to. We appreciate the Commission's inquiry. We're going to respond to their inquiry and learn from it. And hopefully every time it opens up new ideas and new ways we can make the system even more reliable.
Yeah. The good news is we have all this novel technology that does really enable the Entergy company to have that strong, continuous flow of communication with your customer. Right. That's the kind of stuff we just didn't have before. We just have to call and sit on hold for an hour and find out when you're going to do something.
Well, and when we have it, we become immediately dependent on it. Well, the good news is, though, when we saw the problems, we knew our old work practices, and our distribution operations center saw that and said, okay, look, we're going to have to go back to manual systems real quickly here to work through this. And they did, and I appreciate them recognizing that problem and jumping on it to keep us on track to restore customers.
Yeah.
But it was frustrating, I know, to go out without power in this heat for so many days. But here we are dealing with high temperatures.
Yeah, so tell us about that. How are we doing? We got a supply and capacity?
Knock on wood, everything looks great. All our plants are up and running. We also have some in reserve, so we have plenty of capacity. Gerard, 10 years ago, we joined a regional transmission organization called MISO, the Mid-Continent Independent System Operator, and they are an independent system operator. In addition, they provide more transparency over the planning of the system, and they also serve as our reliability coordinator. past events, Winter Storm Uri and other events that happen around the country give an opportunity to share. We implemented a number of preventive maintenance programs last year. Once again, technology. We have now remote sensing and a central command center that can monitor our power plants, our grid. A lot of those investments have been made, and we're continuing to make. And the good news is it's put us in a good position. So right now we're looking good. It is hot, but to give you some facts, we use energy differently today. When people build new homes or buy new appliances, you passively bought something that's more energy efficiency. People are putting more LED lighting in there. If you buy a new air conditioner system, the SEER ratings are higher on that. So you may not realize this, but our best defense against high use times like this is energy efficiency. And so to give you an example, our peak was set back in August of 2015 and just shy of 3,100 megawatt hour peak. We have not crossed the 3,000 mark since 2016.
Okay.
Now, tomorrow, we project to be just shy of that system peak for Entergy, Mississippi, not Entergy. Right now, we're forecasting about a 3,050 megawatt peak tomorrow around 4 o'clock. We have our systems ready and running. Now, customers can help. We're not putting out any requests to customers, but keep your shades drawn, run your ceiling fans. If you're not at home, turn your thermostats up to 78. That keeps your home comfortable. All things like that can help us reduce stress on the grid.
All right, so 16, I believe, is what you cited, Haley. So since then, have we? You said we're going to eclipse the threshold that we hit.
We're going to come close to it.
Okay, come close. That's right. 305. So the question is, have we increased capacity since then?
Oh, yeah. We have 3,500 megawatts of capacity on our grid.
Okay.
We've done upgrades at Grand Gulf that have allowed additional. Since 2016, we added the Choctaw unit, which is an 800 megawatt unit. Now, we did retire some other units, but there is incrementally more capacity there. We've added the Sunflower facility here recently, 100 megawatts there. But what we're seeing is greater energy efficiency. For example, we rolled out a demand-side management program that customers can enroll in. If you have a Nest thermostat or an Ecobee thermostat, you can enroll. We'll pay you $50, or if you want to buy it through us, you get 50% off of it. And Monday and tomorrow, any customer enrolled in that, you'll get a notification on your device or on your phone saying, hey, Entergy is going to implement a demand-side response tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
So if you have your thermostat at home set at, say, 72, about an hour before that event, we're going to go in and crank it down to 70, chill down your house, and then when the event happens, we'll turn it up to 77 or 75.
Gotcha.
And you'll ride through the event. Last year, we had 3,200 customers in it. When we implemented it a number of times, we had a high response, 2,800. This year, the amount of customers enrolled into is now over 8,000. And when we ran it Monday, just over 5,000 stayed in. How you opt out? When we turn it up or down, as soon as you go up there and turn that dial, you opt it out.
Okay, gotcha. Makes sense.
Right.
All right, so you mentioned Grand Gulf a minute ago, nuclear plant. Any plans to ever have another nuclear facility in the state? I mean, it just seems like we hadn't done any of that in this country.
Well, one of the interesting things that I've seen happen, and I've been in this business 28 years, and for so long, this country, after 3 Mile Island in the early years, turned its back on nuclear.
Yeah.
Now, as we've deployed more renewables and as they've looked at more sustainability, everybody's starting to say, well, the largest generator electricity in our country that does not emit greenhouse gases is nuclear.
Yeah.
So we're very surprised and pleased to see this administration in the most recent Inflation Reduction Act put $6 billion in incentives out there for new technologies around that in SMR. So we're monitoring it very closely. We're very interested in it, and we hope to see more opportunities there.
Okay.
But we have
Grand Gulf's been a huge success, though.
Yeah, and one of the things that's helping us right there, in 2016, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission gave us a license extension.
Okay.
next year we would be retiring that plant, but because of the extension, we get to run it to 2044. And we've made huge upgrades to that, and that's making that plant run better and producing great value for us.
Appreciate you coming in, Haley.
Thanks
you
a lot. Appreciate you.
Haley Fisackerly, President and CEO of Entergy Mississippi, has been our guest. Step aside for a break right here. Coming right back.